you see the devastation from the weight of the abuse. Yeah, when the ones who feel superior hurt the ones who feel inferior. Oh, no more disregarding, no more disrespecting his and her humanity. We're fighting for equality.
Gender-based violence basically is any act of violence that results in physical, economic, sexual, and or emotional suffering to the victim.
And together let us fight this injustice to an end. Together we can win this battle.
And it doesn't really matter whether it's the actual act itself. It can also be a threat of such an action. And it can also happen in a private sphere, that is in a home setup, or even in a public arena, such as the school, the streets, and so on.
It's on you and the honors is on me.
I'm Miriam, and I'm 19 years old. Before the violence started, I was staying well, and I was going to school, and I was in grade 7. I used to stay with mom and dad and my brother. The violence started, that was in 2003, and by then I was doing my grade 7 at Osaka West. Suddenly my parents decided to look for a man for me, to whom I can get married to. I don't know why they wanted to do that. Either they wanted money or what, I don't know. Okay, my parents, they are not educated. So maybe in short, they did not see the importance of education. That's what I can say. So that's why maybe they wanted me to get married. I told them that I wanted education, not to be married off. They used to say I was rude because I wasn't following what they were saying. And they said, no, education is not for a girl child. They said, no, you've grown up, you have to get married. Whether you like it or not, you just have to. Since we are your parents and we've said it, so you can't say no. Yes. At first, when they told me that they were looking for a husband for me, they had found a husband for me, I thought they were just joking, so I couldn't take it seriously. And then later on, that's when I saw that the situation was really serious. Then the man started coming home. Yes, he would bring things for me, but I could not get them. Instead, my parents would say, no, just leave them. She'll get them when you go, because she's shy. And then after the man goes, I never used to get those things. Yes. I saw him once. He talked to me. He said, no matter what, I'll marry you. Then I just told him, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Then I went. And he just said, okay, we'll see. He was strong. Yes. 2 weeks later, after the story had started, the man he paid, yes, he paid something to my parents. And then I was kept in a house for 3 months to be taught about the duties of marriage. Because what they had arranged was that after I come out from that house, is to go to the man's house. Whether I want or I don't want, is to go to the man's house. Yes. Before I went there, I was told that I'll be going to school. But after I was put in a house, they told me that I'm not supposed to go out. I had no chance like to run away. I was planning that, but it couldn't just happen. Because I had no clothes in there. They took all my clothes. So in that same house, life was difficult for me. Because all they wanted was for me to say, okay, I'll get married to this man. Whenever I asked them about school, they used to beat me.
You were?
Each and every day, I used to receive beatings.
No, China, Chamininch.
I did not accept to get married. All I wanted was education. So whatever they were telling me, I wasn't getting any sense. Because all I wanted was education. Almost every relative was against me. Was saying, no, you should do this. Just do what your parents are saying. I had no opportunity to go out. I felt bad. I used to cry each and every day. Yes. One day, my friends came to see me from school, and I used that opportunity to write a letter to my teacher, Mr. Lung, to explain everything that was going on in that house, and after I come out from that place where I was going to go to. So after he received the letter that I wrote, that's how he took a step to YWCA and Victim Support Unit to report the case. 1 week later, the YWCA, they came to see me in the victim support. Though they had difficulties in seeing me because they said, no, if you want to see her, you have to pay something. So that's how they paid money to Mom, and they came in to see me. They asked me, is this true what we heard? And I explained everything to them. Say, they are forcing me into marriage and I want education. Yes, they asked me, what do you want us to do? I just said, all I want is education. Yes, and then that's how they went back. I had only remained with 2 days for me to be taken to the man's house. That's how the YWCA and the Victim Support Unit, they came again. Yeah. So when they came, they found people there preparing for the ceremony, which was supposed to take place in 2 days' time. So when they came, they told them, we've come to get this girl, Miriam. And then my parents, they refused. So they were arguing. They were saying, no, you can't get her. She's our daughter. We can do whatever we want and no one can stop us. So after arguing there, they came where I was in the house and gave me some clothes to put on because I had no clothes in there where I was. Gave me some clothes. After the ladies from the YWCA took me out of the home, they took me to a shelter. Yes. And there I started school. And then they called my parents. They were talked to, but I wasn't allowed to go and see them. Yeah, and for 6 years I did not see my parents. My feelings were just okay because I was hurt, so I did not want to see them the moment, yes. Until when I was cancelled and talked to, so you should just forgive them. Yes, that's how I forgave them. Though it was difficult at first to accept it, to say no, I should forgive them. It was difficult. Yes, slowly we came together. Yes, and we are now happy. And I now stay with them. The relationship is okay. Actually, they said, no, forgive us. We did not know what we are doing. They learned something. They learned that what they wanted to do was bad. I'm happy because I completed my grade 12 in 2010. Yes. And I also did psychosocial. The YWCA, they sponsored me. Because of what I've went through, is that I want to help people, those who may find themselves in problems, in violence. This, I want to help them. Yes. That's why I want to become a counselor.
Causes of gender-based violence are actually quite diverse. One of the issues that we find out is because of the high poverty levels in our country, Zambia, you find that most women condone gender-based violence in their homes. There is this culture of silence which they've embraced. They would not want to reveal that they're actually being abused in a home setup for fear that they are going to be divorced, and when they get divorced, maybe they don't have any means of sustaining themselves.
I think that gender-based violence is on the increase, or reasons why it is happening in our country, in Zambia, is because of mainly, I think, to do with cultural practices and tradition. Because if I look at our culture, we've got different teachings that concerns men and women. And mostly, if you look at the teachings that concern a woman or a woman, you find that women are encouraged to keep quiet or maybe to keep secret of most of the things that happen in a home. Because a woman who brings out whatever happens in a home will be considered as a woman who has not been taught. And in cases where maybe gender-based violence is happening in that home, this woman will never be encouraged to speak out. Yeah, even if maybe it concerns also maybe things to do with rape, and it even leads maybe to being battered, you find that this woman will always keep quiet because we have that strong teaching to say a woman should always keep quiet and keep secret of what is happening to her in a home. So I think this is one of the main reasons.
Can you see the devastation from the weight of the abuse? Yeah, when the ones who feel superior hurt the ones who feel inferior. Oh, no more disregarding, no more disrespecting his and her humanity. We're fighting for equality. It's gotta stop now. It's gotta end now. We're taking our stand today, 'cause things have gotta change.
And my advice to those girls who may find themselves in the situation where I found myself is that they should not give in. They should try for the better future. Don't just say because they're my relatives, she's my mother, my father. No, just stand for your future and say no to violence. These are my encouragements.
Who can change it?
My advice to those that are in the similar situation that I had been is to go to YWCA for counseling. There are good counselors there. You can find help. Don't stay home. If anything like that is happening to you, it's better you come out and open up.
My advice to the victims of gender-based violence is that they should not hesitate to report all incidences of gender-based violence to the police. We are there to ensure that their reports are well handled and investigated so that perpetrators are brought to book.
Those who are in the same situation, the best way, they should try to talk to the partner. If that partner can't listen, the best way they should take that matter to the victim support so that they can be cancelled.
It's gotta go away, never to be the same. It's gonna be this way. We're taking a stand today. It's gonna go away, never to be the same. It's gonna be this way. Let's stand together, let us fight this injustice to an end. Together we can win. Let's stand together, let us fight this injustice to an end. Together we can win this battle. This is a call to every man and woman in this world, to every boy and girl. Let's stand together, let us fight this injustice to an is a call to every man and woman in this world, to every boy and girl.